In just 5 days after the launch of Sky Titan Media, well, after the official announcement, we have already gone over 100 likes. We even got a few reviews, a few shares in it. It's doing great so far. Very happy about that. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's been checking it out. From everyone who's been there since day one to everybody who's been there since day 3,651. I appreciate y'all. I do, and I'm glad that you're liking what we're doing here. And Sky Titan's just, another step in the right direction. You know, it's something new, something I probably should have done years ago, but now I just feel like I'm more aware of the music industry and my spot in it. To be able to, help other musicians, help other artists, collaborate with people, and kind of just know where we're going with everything. Which in my younger days, I feel like I may have been missing that direction. And it's like you know what you want, but sometimes you don't know how to get it. And now, we're just on a better path for it. Thank you all for taking part in this. Thank you. You're why we do it. I hope to get more people interacting with this and kind of saying what they like, what they don't like, what they'd like to see, and really just kind of start a conversation, which is my ultimate goal with Sky Titan Media and all of the artists around it. So this past week, we did our WrestleMania, which was for PWR, which is our holiday show.
Husband. He's a husband for sure. No, he's cool in some way.
They're just thumb wrestling over
Foam Fumble was a ton of fun. Anchovius hitting the Whisper in the Wind, knocking people out. And this week I have also had my first copyright claim filed against me for a song I wrote. I guess I'd be more worried if I didn't actually sit and write out the guitars and the bass and the drums and everything. So I decided to look up the company, which was called Stem Disintermedia, a company I had never heard of before, but that didn't mean anything. I hadn't heard of this. There's a lot of companies out there. So I decided to look them up, and Google pretty much tells me that this company doesn't exist. There's no website or no Facebook page. I think they have a Twitter account, and that's about it. Something seems real fishy about it. So I decided to dig a little deeper, and I found a bunch of Reddits and subreddits over the years of people who have also received copyright claims from this same company. And it seems like they're either trying to put people under pressure to see if they'll just cave, panic, and give up something, or the second you put pressure back and say, no, prove it, they kind of disappear. So I don't know, I guess that means we're big time now. We're starting to blow up. People are doing what they do best on the internet. I don't know. So we got a lot of traveling coming up too. Holiday stuff. Still going to visit my mom in a little bit, see how she's doing. Going to visit my girlfriend's parents as well. So it's going to be a little bit of traveling. Going to be a few more hectic weeks of moving back and forth and recording and video. And speaking of recording, we just got into the mixing phase of the new Strings of Atlas album that's going to be coming out, so very excited about that. This album was tough, not gonna lie. It was a tough one to write. Not so much like emotionally, it was just coming up and like really getting the material to meld together. It was just, I don't know, I had like a fog in my head trying to write this stuff. But I think ultimately it's coming out really well, and it's gonna be nice, it's gonna rock, it's gonna be hard and heavy. It'll be good. So this week, this episode, I wanted to address an event that was brought up by a buddy of mine here in Austin named Tosin, who, amazing keyboard player, great musician. He started a hashtag for Composevember, and the idea was once per day, he would give out a theme, and you would write, a quick 30-second composition based on this theme. If it was like loneliness, you would write a song that kind of emulated the feeling of being alone or what happens when a person is experiencing this loneliness and things like that. Of course, this is right up the alley. If you don't know Phenix, who granted is one of the OGs to this label endeavor, independent record label. Phenix has been around forever, but there's also a large gap in the last production and what's being produced now. But a few of these beats were coming up, and people really seem to be enjoying them. Some of them have that lo-fi, that kind of chill aesthetic to them, and some are just driving beats. What I decided to do with this episode is take some of those beats from Composevember, the ones that got a lot of attention on them, got a lot of positive feedback on them, and we're going to kind of string them together. Back in the last apartment, I kind of had this ritual where after I would do like my capoeira classes, I'd go and get something to eat and kind of like to relax, I would just sit in my room and play one of the lo-fi channels on YouTube, which is usually, if you ever listen to lo-fi, there's only like 5 or 6 images people ever use. There's that weird little, the bear thing, or the dog sitting on the couch, like smoking, holding a brick in his hand, the girl in the spaceship, and I always found it very relaxing. I love listening to music like that, and it's music that you don't really have to focus on, but kind of just enhances where you're at. In this video, that's what we're gonna do, is I'm just going to kind of string them together and give you a nice run out of some of these Psycho Phenix, aka Sike the Soundsmith beats. Play them in the background, chill out, see where it takes your mind, let your mind wander, just kind of, they're there to kind of just promote or evoke a feeling. I also want to point out that a lot of these photos were taken from a website called Pexels, which they offer a bunch of royalty-free for a private, personal, commercial use, whatever you want for it, whatever you want to do with them. I don't personally have any affiliation with them, but I think it's helpful to know. It's definitely useful to creators, especially in this world where you got to keep putting out so much content all the time. It gets a little crazy. If you're a creator, you need to use a couple of items. Maybe you're not... you don't have a ton of photos on hand. This is a good way to kind of supplement that. Of course, I believe the picture of the chickens, I mean, y'all have seen the videos already. You know where the chickens come from. Which also happened this week, by the way. One of our chickens started just making a ton of noise. We couldn't figure out what was going on. But apparently it's this thing called the egg song. When they start getting ready to lay eggs, they'll get very excited about it and kind of decide to let the neighborhood know, which I don't know if the neighbors appreciate that. Luckily, it's not early in the morning. It's also not a rooster. So there's that going for you. But now, let's go ahead and dive into the beats of Psycho Phenix. And, really, as you listen to them, please leave something in the comments. Does the music make you feel a certain way? Do you like it? Do you not like it? And why? Why is the important part? Why is what helps us create? Why is what helps us as creators get better? If we can better understand the audience, we can better understand. We can kind of, this is a team effort. We're working together on this. You need music to listen to. We need people to listen to it. It's us. It's a team thing. As you listen to the beats, if anything comes to mind, stream of consciousness, whatever you got, just leave a comment, drop me a message, and you're part of the Sky Titan family now. So that's what we do. All right, kick it off.